আমরা জানি দরিদ্র শিশুদের সহযোগিতা করাই আপনার নেশা। শিশুদের জন্য গড়া আপনার প্রতিষ্ঠান থেকে এখন কি কি কাজ করা হচ্ছে?
Your mission in life is to stand by underprivileged children. What work has been undertaken by your foundation in this regard?
So, there are several dimensions and manifestations of exploitation and abuse of children. Slavery is the worst, I would say, because when the children are reduced to become slaves, so no choice, no freedom, no education, no health care, no future, no dreams, no aspirations. They are worse than the machines. When the people use machines, they take care of them. When you drive your car, when you run your engine, then you care for them much more than those slave masters may care for their children. So machines are expensive, but buying and selling is cheaper for slave masters and traffickers. And in that situation, we started freeing children. That was the first thing. So rescuing them from child labor and slavery, trafficking, etc. Ensuring their rehabilitation, campaigning to educate and sensitize ordinary people, involving and empowering parents of those children, then making sure that they are rehabilitated, they are educated. Also, policies have to be in place. If there is no policy to protect children, then fighting for the policies and making sure those policies are implemented. Another thing is to ensure that budgetary allocations are made and the finances are available or made available by the government and international community. So this is a long list of our activities which we carry out. But the most important is to give back the sense of childhood and freedom to that child. So foundation is involved in so many activities, and not only in India, not only in Asia, but globally we have been working to ensure that every child should be safe, educated, free and healthy.
সারা বিশ্বে শিশুরা সাইবার অপরাধের শিকার হচ্ছে, এর প্রতিকার কি?
Children are being victimized these days and are victims of cyberbullying. Is there a way out?
So cyberbullying also has several dimensions. It starts with giving an abusive space in the cyber, where the traffickers can lure away the children and sell them to some other places. It also gives the space where the children are sexually abused. They are pushed into production of pornographic material, and after that many of them have no other choice than to commit suicide or sometimes go to brothels for their livelihood because their parents and others do not accept them, community, society does not accept them. And then also number of people, adults as well as youngsters, use cyberspace to make naked films of girls by befooling them or by luring them or paying them some money or giving a false impression that they are in love with that young girl. So all kind of things are done to deceive and cheat girls and boys, and eventually they are blackmailed and they are threatened for many other crimes, and this way the bullying operates. So those who are benefiting out of it are also connected with the local criminals and the police and so on, because a lot of money is involved in it, and there's a huge black market of all those things. So the nets are used, but the dark net and dark webs are also used by those traffickers and online abusers in the production of material and distribution of material and multiplying through fast speed internet. All those kind of things have become a parallel business which is ruining the society on one hand, but on the other hand, the crimes are also increasing due to that. Helplessness, some sort of destruction in their regular life and schooling, then depression, anxieties, loneliness, all those mental issues are also connected with the cyberbullying, and eventually the children don't see any better rescue of these situations, and as I said, either they commit suicide or they lose hope in their lives, or they are pushed into even crimes and servitude and prostitution.
বাল্যবিয়ে বন্ধ ও শিশু সুরক্ষায় বাংলাদেশ সরকারের নেয়া উদ্যোগকে কিভাবে মূল্যায়ন করবেন?
Bangladesh government also has schemes to prevent child marriage and protection of children. How do you see this?
The schemes for educating children and girl children especially, they are very impressive to prevent child marriages. If the foundation is strong through education, through teachers and in the communities, then there are less chances of child marriage. But there are many poor people in Bangladesh as well as across the developing world, and also in the rich countries, where people feel that it would be better to marry their daughters at early age, also sons, but primarily daughters. So this is a global crime, I would say, against those girls. It is not just because of the tradition, but also because of the economic compulsion or family compulsion. But I say in more stronger words that the child marriage is a social license or social approval of perpetual rape of young girls, and that is unacceptable because this is the crime. So the crime is multifold, but the same mindset which does the child sexual abuse is also applied here, because a 40-year-old man or 50-year-old man marries with a 13, 14, 15-year-old girl. What is the mindset? What is the psychology? The psychology is the same. That person can marry a girl to get a license to rape her anytime, every time. Or he can rape other girls. So, and that remains hidden in many cases, because the parents of young girls don't complain normally if that abuser is a relative or close family friend. So this is very serious. So a lot of good work is being done through education here in Bangladesh, but also through some social protection programs. Social protection programs initiated by the Prime Minister, Sheikh Hasina Appa, are remarkable, and they should be applauded. Her conviction and her concern for women and girls who are marginalized is known to everyone.
সুন্দর এবং নিরাপদ পৃথিবীর স্বপ্ন কবে পূরণ হবে, এই পথে বাধা কোথায়?
A beautiful and a peaceful world is everyone's wish. How can we achieve that? What are the obstacles to that?
The biggest sin has been committed for centuries is just to teach children. We feel that we teach children so everything would be solved. But what we teach, right from the beginning, we teach them identities. That you are Muslim, you are Hindu, you are Christians. We teach them their different identities later on. That within Muslim community, within Hindu community or Christians, you are also have some divisions. Then they are taught their nationalities. That is their identity, but we teach them. Then we keep on teaching untruth, artificiality. For example, if you love me and if you are sad, if you are not happy, you may cry. But then everybody say, why is he crying? He is a weak person. He is mentally weak, emotionally weak because he can cry. So a child loses the originality. A child can cry anytime, but you can't cry. Because if you cry, then everybody say that you are weak. So your originality is taken away in the name of etiquettes, in the name of your strength or your bravery or whatever you call courage. So you keep on changing this way that you become more artificial. You are fighting in yourself because the whole transition is inner fight. Because you are losing the truthfulness, you are losing simplicity, you are losing that genuinity, honesty, forgiveness when you grow up. And then we teach our children to compete with others in the race so that you can reach to the goal, you can reach to the destination faster than any other child, any other person. So you throw away the persons outside and you just push them back so that you can run faster. We hardly teach them that everybody has to walk together. Everybody has to run together. We hardly teach that we all have to create a level playing field where everybody has equal opportunity to walk together without pushing or bullying each other, holding hands. So we have taught our children many divides, divisions in the minds, scattered mind. We have taught them to be more materialistic, means earn more money, earn wealth with false, propositions and false imaginations that if you are rich, then you will be more respected. So the respect in the society, the richness in the society, power, knowledge, all these things make you different from others. I've never seen the richest of the rich people who are really peaceful. I've never seen the wisest, very, very knowledgeable academician who are really peaceful in mind, who are simple, who are lovable, who are like a child. I don't see those people. The people in power who are president and prime ministers and kings and queens and so on, I met them and meet quite often, but they are always stressful. Some fear comes in their mind. That is the teaching to accumulate more power in the form of wealth, in the form of knowledge, probably, in the form of weapons in the world, in the form of power positions and so on. But the biggest respect should be paid for those who are truthful, who have the quality of loving kindness, who don't have egos of their powers, who are compassionate to each other. And compassion means feeling the suffering of others as your own suffering with a drive to end that suffering. So we are compassionate when we are children. We have the quality of forgiveness when we are children. But the teachings made us different. And children do not create any problem because they are pure. And we are polluted. Our minds are polluted. Our hearts are polluted. And the society is polluted in many manners. Not only economic pollution, but mental pollution. And pollution of thoughts and ideologies and politics and so on. So even in the religions, those who are faith leaders, they keep on preaching others and teaching others. But there is a serious gap between what they think, what they speak, and what they act. So that is the teaching, unfortunately. That is the education which we are gaining, that something is there in our mind and we speak something else and we act something differently. And when we keep on fighting against corruption, against this and that, so that is the big problem. So I always say that the world is very beautiful if you look at it with a child's eye. So if your eyes, which reflects your heart, are children's eye, then the world would be beautiful. Everybody has some beauty in her or in him. Everything has which has been created by the God is beautiful. So we have to find that beauty, and using that beauty, we have to win those evils which are there around us. So beauty is there in the eyes of children.
বাংলাদেশি মানুষ নিজেদের টাকায় পদ্মা সেতু করলো, সেই পদ্মা সেতু পার হয়ে এবার সুন্দরবন ঘুরে আসলেন। এবারের জার্নি টা একটু সম্পর্কে জানতে চাই, কেমন লাগছে?
So people of Bangladesh, they built the you traveled through that bridge, you went to Sundarbans. What was the experience?
Whatever I learned and I could feel while driving there is one of the world class bridges, so no doubt about it. And I have also read and learned that lots and lots of Bangladeshi people, ordinary people, women, children, they considered the construction of this bridge is a challenge and as a pride. So Padma Bridge emerges as the pride of Bangladesh, and that is very, very important. So I didn't know much about it, but whatever I could feel during my trip was this, whatever I have learned and assume that it's a great achievement.
Sundarban, about Sundarban?
Sundarban is really Sundarban, a beautiful forest. And Sumedhaji, my wife, and I never visited this kind of forest area. So it's a combination of beautiful trees and some wild animals, and then the water and rivers and ocean, and very beautiful people, friends like you, all of you. That was an additional factor. If we were alone, two of us, then we would have never enjoyed that much as we enjoyed with all of you. So Saurabh is traveling with me from India, and so you are like the new members in my family.